Easter egg secrets? Do you want to see everything you missed in Marvel's Avengers Infinity War? You can have all that today, right now, and all you have to do is snap your finger. But wait a second, I hid all 6 Infinity Stones in today's video. Be the first one to comment what it spells, and you will win your very own Infinity Gauntlet. You do have to include where each stone is at in your comment, and if you edit your comment, you will be disqualified. If you want to learn more about this Infinity Gauntlet, I unboxed it on my second channel. The link's in the description. Now let's get into the video. All I have to do is snap my finger. I guess film theory was right. It's impossible to snap your finger. Avengers Infinity War is the first movie in history that requires the audience to watch 18 movies prior to watching this movie if you want to actually know everything that's going on in the plot. The very first scene shows Thanos destroying everyone on a ship.
You may think this is suffering. No. It is salvation.
Okay, weirdo. If you're not sure what's going on in this first scene, you either didn't watch Ragnarok, or more specifically the post-credit scene where we discover that the Asgard people escape only to run right into Thanos' army. The voice of the distress call is the famous actor, producer, and director Kenneth Branagh. We also see Thanos was disappointed with the outcome of Age of Ultron and decided to take action into his own hands.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
In fact, Loki was supposed to be working for Thanos to get the Space Stone, and he failed.
You really are the worst, brother.
This is the real reason why Thanos killed Loki, and it's not because Loki tries to sneak one over on him and kill him. Remember, it's Loki that we're talking about here, so Thanos obviously expected to be double-crossed. In the Avengers, Loki brags that he has an army, but then Tony Stark barks back saying, "We have a Hulk."
I have an army. We have a Hulk.
Well, Loki learned the hard way how powerful the Hulk actually is. However, in Infinity War, when Loki says, "We have a Hulk,"
We have a Hulk.
it doesn't exactly end out the way he was hoping for. Another famous cameo we see is Jason Statham from Transporter and obviously many other movies. Originally he was going to have a much more important role in Marvel Universe. However, Marvel was unable to make this a reality because he has too many other movies he's working on and he can't commit to the time they need. The good news though, Marvel owns him for 10 movies, so they had to stick him in the movie somewhere. But the real question though is, who in the world is he texting? Oh, hang on, just like, I gotta get this. It seems a little odd that Bucky Barnes is sitting here fighting on the good side of things since he was brainwashed and he caused a lot of problems in the past. But if you watch Black Panther, you know they gave his little brain a deep cleaning in the post-credit scenes. Something a little bit odd about Bucky turning into Ash though. Not the fact that he turned into Ash, I mean it's a 50-50, he's gonna get picked.
And the only morality in a cruel world is chance.
But the real problem here is he's holding a gun and the gun doesn't turn into ash. So only body parts then turn to ash? But then his clothes turn into ash too and they aren't part of the body. Or even his little fake robo arm turns into ash. But why is Groot part of the curse? He's a tree. Okay, so let's rewind back to Guardians of the Galaxy when Rocket saved Groot. What if he made like 1,000,000 Groot plants? Would they all be the same Groot or all like unique versions of Groot? And if they're unique versions of Groot, doesn't that mean that this isn't the original Groot? Speaking of Groot, the arcade defender that he is playing is a real old school arcade.
Groot, put that thing away. Now, I don't want to tell you again.
Groot.
And Groot.
It's probably also giving a shout out to the television miniseries Marvel Defenders. Not that we're surprised, but Doctor Strange took a verbal beatdown from Tony Stark when trying to find a solution to stop Thanos from getting the Time Stone.
If Thanos needs all 6, why don't we just stick this one down the garbage disposal?
No can do.
He even makes a joke about him being some sort of clown.
What is your job exactly besides making balloon animals?
Protecting your reality, douchebag.
This is actually a reference though to when Doctor Strange made a guest appearance on the Jimmy Kimmel Show where he made balloon animals.
You suck.
Well, kind of. But what about this Stark flavored ice cream from Ben & Jerry's?
And I swore off dairy, but then Ben & Jerry's named a flavor after me, so...
Stark raving hazelnuts.
Not bad.
A bit chalky.
Stark raving hazelnuts? Sorry, that's not a real flavor.
A hunka hulka burning fudge is our favorite.
That's a thing?
And what about the hunka hulka burning fudge? You guessed it, not real either. When Ben & Jerry's was asked when these flavors will be available to the market, Ben & Jerry's gave a long, boring answer, basically saying they aren't. Why? Because if Baskin-Robbins found out that Ben & Jerry's were making money on the side, they wouldn't be very happy.
Baskin-Robbins always finds out.
Baskin-Robbins always finds out, bro.
Baskin-Robbins don't play.
Seems like Tony has an insult for everyone in this movie. Kind of his MO.
You need to get lost, Squidward.
You probably recognize this reference with Ebony Maw. This is where I would usually say, unless you lived under a rock, you know who Squidward is. But if you live under a rock, you probably are his neighbor.
Good morning.
Obviously, Thanos takes a verbal beating as well. Of course, we're not going to mention some of them here, but Quill calls him a Grimace.
Let her go, Grimace!
Grimace, of course, is a McDonald's character.
I don't know how you do it.
Originally, this big purple monster here was an evil character in the McDonaldland's fantasy world.
Together, Grimace, we could own this town.
So I say we take the fight to him. Doctor. Do you concur?
Dr. Harris,
Yes?
do you concur?
Tony gives Spider-Man his cool new spacesuit and then tells him happy trails.
Happy trails, kid.
There's a famous song called Happy Trails, but it's possible that this is actually a reference to Toy Story 2 when Woody says that to Prospector.
Happy trails, Prospector.
Okay, did you ever see this really old movie, Aliens?
Spider-Man is a movie buff. This isn't the first time we see his strategy ripped right out of another movie that he watched. At least he's giving credit though to the movies where he's stealing these ideas. In the movie Aliens, there's one alien left on the ship and Sigourney Weaver opens a hatch sucking the alien right out of the ship. Just like how they suck Squidward right out of the ship in Infinity War. Spider-Man is also worried about the aliens putting a baby inside him.
Let me just say, if aliens wind up implanting eggs in my chest or something and I eat one of you, I'm sorry.
I do not want another single pop culture reference out of you for the rest of the trip, you understand?
I'm trying to say that something is coming.
Which is also something that happened in the movie Aliens.
I thought we had a deal. Stay close, check in, don't take any chances.
I'm sorry. We just wanted time.
In case you missed a little connection here, the reason why Wanda and Vision just wanted time alone is because they got married. Now it seems like a good time to remind you, Vision is a robot. That's not creepy.
Ew.
We all know by now the legendary Stan Lee. The only way we could possibly miss this cameo now is if you left the theater to get popcorn or something.
I need you to cause a distraction.
Holy shit.
We're all gonna die!
What's the matter with you kids? You never seen a spaceship before?
Here we can see Stan Lee is the bus driver, and the fact that he confesses to being used to seeing aliens could hint to the conspiracy that he's actually a very important character in the Marvel world and not just a fun little cameo.
You never seen a spaceship before?
Don't engage. We almost got this off! Tell me she's lying. Tell me you didn't do it.
I must have obviously missed something though, because Starlord was willing to kill his girlfriend, and he even tried. Then Thanos, you know, the guy that's actually trying to kill half the universe, well, he does kill her. So now Starlord is gonna let half the universe die just so that way he can try to get a little bit of revenge, and he doesn't even succeed. Of course, in all fairness, Quill isn't the only guilty one of doing stupid things.
Are you stupid or something?
When Thor finally gets his little axe and decides to chop Thanos down to size, he goes for the chest because he wants Thanos to die nice and slowly like his brother did.
I told you. You'd die for that.
But then Thanos points out that that was a selfish move and a mistake.
You should have gone for the head.
So if we're gonna be mad at Quill, then we should rightfully be mad at Thanos as well. Another TV show that there's no secret Marvel is a fan of is Arrested Development. If you look carefully in the collector's vault, you'll see this guy in the cage. And no, he's not a member of the Blue Man Group. That is Dr. Tobias Funke.
You know, the universe works in mysterious ways, Michael. You never know where help is going to come from until you look for it.
After killing half the universe, Thanos decides to just go hang out on his farm and play Farmville. If you have an eagle eye though, you'll notice he hung up his armor on the scarecrow in the bottom corner of the screen. This, of course, is obviously a reference back to the comics. The final teaser they did in the movie was the end screen. Marvel's been treating us with not one, but two after-movie credits, a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene. The final teaser they did in this movie was the mid-credit scene. They purposely made a pause in the credits and the music where the mid-credit scene should have been. Then they kept rolling the credits to make the audience think, is this the end? Is Marvel over? But don't worry, boys and girls, Disney isn't going to buy a multi-billion-dollar company just to kill off all of its characters. If you waited patiently through all the credits, you will know that we still have a way to undo what's been done. The key to solve this nightmare is in the alert that he sent to some superhero. That someone is Captain Marvel, and of course Ant-Man and the other surviving superheroes. In the comics, Captain America's armor looks more like armored scales, however in the action scenes it's hard to maneuver in scaly armor. So that's why most of his uniforms are some sort of fabric. If you look closely at Steve Rogers' outfit though, near the star where it's worn down, you will see the armor scales are under the suit.
I am Steve Rogers.
When it comes to Easter eggs, even Disney got to hide in the Easter eggs. Well, at least half of it. In the New York City battle, one of the taxi cabs has an advertisement for Broadway's Lion King. If you found all the mystery stones, leave a comment where they are. Don't forget to include where each stone was so I know that you actually found them. Tell me what it spells, and don't edit your comment, otherwise you will be disqualified. And if you find them all first, you're gonna win your own gauntlet. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss our next adventure. Let me know what movie you want to talk about next, and remember, most importantly of all, Gents and Gillettes, share a smile. They are contagious.